Sports is brought to you by All Out Auto Repair, home of the $46 Saskatchewan and $66 Alberta Safety Inspection. Your complete automotive repair.
Well, Moses, many NHLers are making the trip to Europe or to the AHL during the lockout, but one is actually making his way to Bonnyville.
Well, you're right. The NHL and the NHL Players Association are expected to continue their labor talks on Wednesday. And with training camps on hold, many players are kind of left in limbo. For Elk Point native Mark Letestu, he's returned with a lot of uncertainty of where his future lies.
It's an NHL fan's worst fear, a lockout. And with talks seemingly going nowhere, it's inevitable at least some, if not all of the season will be canceled. A big concern for Columbus Blue Jacket, Mark Letestu.
We don't know how far this is going to go, whether it's going to be next week or, the whole year. As players, we're just hoping, the union and the owners come to an agreement, one that's a fair deal for both.
Letestu has only 1 year left on his contract, which means if the whole season is canceled, he's entering next year as an unrestricted free agent. An uncomfortable situation after sitting out a full season.
If the season goes on, and it doesn't get played, it burns us last year on my deal, and it's a situation where all of a sudden I'm an unrestricted free agent and trying to plan whether you're supposed to move or when that's happening, and I have a small family.
It's only been 4 days since the CBA expired, and already the likes of Joe Thornton, Evgeny Malkin, and Sergei Gonchar have signed over in Europe. As for Letestu, he says he would seriously consider any opportunities that arise, but in the meantime, he's staying right here with the Pontiacs.
I asked Chad if I'd come out and skate and maybe come on in kind of a coaching capacity to help the guys, and Chad was more than happy to have me a part of it. Whether it's like today in a coaching capacity or out there actually skating and competing with the guys to keep myself in shape.
He's able to talk to our guys about the day in and days out that it takes to be a player, and he's been a tremendous asset for us as coaches and tremendous asset for our players.
In Bonnyville, Clayton Brown, Newcap Sports.
Well, thank you, Clayton. Moving on, some news involving the Lloydminster Border Kings. It's just 1 year as of now, but they'll be switching leagues starting in the upcoming season. It all began with a disagreement with the Chinook Hockey League and the Saskatchewan Hockey Association. The Chinook League said it would welcome the Border Kings only if they registered in Alberta. But in order to do that, the Border Kings would have to be under some restrictions.
Not happy with it, but if we wanted to play in the Chinook League, we would have had to register Alberta. That would have meant a year sitting out of AAA provincials, and with the interbranch rules, I could have only took 6 players from my team and played in Alberta. So in my opinion, it was a no-brainer that we just stick it out in Saskatchewan and start fresh.
It won't be official until October 1st, but the Border Kings have heard verbally that they will play in the Saskatchewan West Hockey League. That's with Looseland, Unity, Corrobert, Kindersley, and Etonia. Noble admits the Sask West League is a step below the Chinook League, but says the team is rebuilding and feels it's a good fit.
Get them back in town. If we get 18 guys, go with that. And then all it is, the silver lining, is just make us that much better next year. And then down the road, and then that way we can just start building again.
As for the search of a new head coach, there is no timetable set, but there are a few former players that have expressed interest in the position.
Showing some interest. Jody Lehman, a goaltender that we had last year, has moved to town and has showed some interest in maybe helping coach in like from Christmas time on. Stuff like that. So it's kind of nice that there's no real deadlines we got to meet right now.
Now, superstitions, almost everyone has one. On this week's Beyond the Boards, Matt Schumont finds out what superstitions some of the Bobcats players have.
All right, now, superstitions. Are you a pretty superstitious guy?
Well, yeah, every now and then I've got a couple ones, yeah.
Yeah, was anything weird, or is it pretty much basic? Everyone likes to put the left side on first and the right, or do you kind of go beyond that?
I'm actually the opposite. I mean, I put the right on my right stuff on my right skate, my right elbow pad.
I like to do everything left to right. So skate on my left skate's on first before my right, left pad before my right pad, glove on before my blocker. Just kind of like that.
I got to have a pre-game peppermint before every game. Got to have a little Werther's sucking on it before. A little while ago too, quit back in bantam, but I used to always have to have blue tape before every game.
Now, out of everyone in the dressing room, who did you think is the most superstitious guy on the team?
I'd say Marty, the other goalie. He's got a pretty good plan every time for every game, and he's always doing what he needs to do. So
I have to disagree with that one. I'll give him the NHL one. I'm not the best at that one, but I don't think I'm that superstitious at all, to be honest. I mean, I think goalies get a bad rap for that, but me personally, I'm not really that superstitious at all.
I hear that you get Travis Wellman to cut the goal tape on your stick and you have Skittles before the game.
That's true. He's just a better cutter than me, so I don't really think that's a superstition. It's just, I just don't like a bad cut job, I guess.
Beyond the Boards is brought to you by City Center Auto Body. At City Center Auto Body, they can fix anything.
That's all the time we have in sports. We'll be back with more Newcap news and weather after the break.